JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 25th of August 2022. So yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation. It should not be considered as such and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our jfdbrokers.com website, which I believe you can find useful. You can find more information about us, so yeah, check us out here. Now then, guys, so yeah, as I said, welcome to this Thursday's trading day. This actually, by the way, this is the last Thursday of August. There we go, and the last Thursday of summer, if you want to put it this way. So yeah, guys, welcome everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful start of this day. Now, before as always, before I kind of start over, with all examining or looking at all of these instruments, as always, I start off with Nikkei. So yeah, Nikkei basically, if you watched my videos from the beginning of this week, basically I kept on talking about this idea. I said that, look, keep your eyes on this highlighted territory together with that 21-day EMA, because it might provide some support, and so far it's doing that, and yep, we're getting a nice little rebound. This is what I've drawn in the beginning of this week. So everything's working out nicely. However, the rebound has not been a strong one, so that's why I should suggest to just stay careful and calm. And if you are looking for some upside on this, then probably, let me reuse this line, then probably it would be better to keep an eye on something like here, this inside swing low of the 18th of August near the 28,846 territory, approximately around there. If we climb and push back above it, then yet more potentially more buyers could join in. So keep that in mind. For the downside, the same scenario is valid. Is a drop, and a good drop, a strong drop below this highlighted territory or this 21-day EMA might do the trick for a few more sellers here, and yep, this could open the door towards that 200-day or the 100-day EMAs. Now Shanghai Composite, very quickly on that one, so a huge decline yesterday, but still remained kind of bang on this upside support line taken from the low, the 27th of April. Now this upside support line, as I said before, it was a little bit on the tentative side. However, as you can see today, although we drifted lower, and we did fall below that 3,217.18 territory here. I talked about that level yesterday. Said that, look, if we drop and stay below it, then yeah, I'll go further south. But here we go. I mean, we have dropped below it, but we failed to stay below it. So yeah, still I'm keeping a close eye on it. If we continue to move below, or should I say, if we once again move below this hurdle, then yes, I'll consider a move lower. At the moment, I'm also not excluding the possibility of seeing maybe a bit of a rebound here, because in a way you could say that maybe this index is coiling up here a little bit. So but yeah, let's see what's going to happen. Either way, guys, if you're looking for some upside, as I said before, my main scenario would start probably from somewhere around here, from around that 3,295 territory. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index, this one's quite interesting, because looking at this picture here, you can see that we have approached this key support zone near the 19,179 level. So that's the lowest point of May of this year. In order to go further south, a clear breakout below this area would be needed. At the moment, we're just kind of trading here above this hurdle, but we're still below this downside line taken from the high of the 28th of June. So that means that, well, we could see another decline here, but again, a breakout is needed. Yes, the trend is still to the downside, but as everybody, probably as you know, I mean, if you watch the news, I mean, everybody's waiting for tomorrow's event in Jackson Hole. So yeah, in a way, don't be surprised. I mean, if nothing will be happening until then. So and another thing with Hong Kong's Hang Seng, the main action could come in on Monday, because again, this will close earlier than the Jackson Hole event, so you'll probably see some movement on the cash indices in the futures market. Yeah, so you'll see some activity there, but yeah, keep your eyes on how it's going to play out today, or it's playing out already today, and today's in positive territory, but how it's going to play out tomorrow as well. It might stay here, so like I said, but again, on Monday it might open somewhere outside of this, either above this downside line or below this key support zone. Unfortunately, if you have the opportunity to pick that up, to trade that, you can do it, but otherwise it's okay. I mean, you can just keep an eye on it, and then just once it opens up, you can react to it later. But anyway, that's how it is at the moment with the ASX. Of course, you can see that yes, we had a rebound. We pushed back to this 200-day EMA. So basically, if you remember, I said that if you're looking for some higher levels, well, I mean, yeah, we might get a rebound here, but I would prefer to see a push up of the 7,117 territory right here. This way, I will protect myself a little bit here, and it will be a bit of a more cautious approach here. I would say this would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and we could then aim for that 7,269 level. Now, in terms of the downside, well, as you can see here, we've the area around that 6,943 and the 6,950 did provide some support, and we have rebounded from this. But if we once again drop below it, then yep, I will say we could go lower, but I'll aim for this short-term tentative upside support line taken from the low of the 20th of June. It's a very tentative one, don't get me wrong. Maybe it's not going to carry any weight. Maybe it's this one that we'll have to focus on, but what I'm kind of considering here is maybe, let's say, we could see a stalling moment here somewhere near this this upside line, and if it gets cleared, then yes, it could slide further south towards that upside support line taken from the low of the 20th of June. Now, in terms of the German index, DAX, this one did recover somewhat. Okay, so that's good. We still remained in this little territory right here. If you remember yesterday, I talked about this and I said that, hey, if in order for me to, let's say right now, to maybe consider a move to the upside, ideally I would prefer to wait for a push above the 13,455 territory, but that's of course in the near term, for the near term, because again, don't forget that we're still trading below this downside line here, taken from the, let me just put this one on the yeah, so that's taken from the high of the 5th of January of this year. So we're still kind of trading below it. If we do push above that 13,455 455 zone, then yes, great, we could go higher, because at the same time we would be placed above the 21-day EMA right here, shown as the yellow line. You could start already looking at some higher levels earlier a little bit, because here, for example, looking at Tuesday's high here near the 13,298 zone, a nice good push above it may open the door towards that 21-day EMA. But again, still be very careful with that, guys. At the moment, it's a little bit tricky, because again, like I said, everybody's waiting kind of for that Jackson Hole event, although again, I don't know if it's gonna, is it is it a bit of an overreaction or not? But yeah, it's I would say it's a little bit of a tricky one, I would say. I mean, it's not something that we don't know, but hey, if that's how the market wants to play it, okay, we'll play along for now. But again, be very careful, and like I said, if you don't see much excitement, let's say today, well, you have your reason why, because everybody's going to be waiting for tomorrow. So long story short, again, like I said, these are the levels for me for now. They might change, but at the moment, at this point in time, that's what I'm keeping an eye on. So you could start looking at some higher levels up until the 21-day EMA if we push above the 13,298 zone. For the downside, I'm still aiming for that 13,000 mark. I'm not really, let's say, kind of getting very bearish here or something like that. No, because look, if we start reversing to the downside, then yeah, I'll aim for that 13,000 mark, and then I'll just kind of take it from there. Nasdaq 100. So yesterday we saw a bit of a recovery in Nasdaq. Of course, Nasdaq kind of was the I think it was the best performer. Actually, sorry, it was the same as the S&P. They were all the kind of in the same kind of range. Also, that waiting for the Friday's event. So today we do have some news coming out from the U.S. We do have the preliminary GDP figures here for Q2. Then we do have the initial jobless claims coming out. So together with the continuous jobless claims. So yeah, we do have some news, or I think yeah. So let's see how that's gonna play out, of course. But hey. At the moment, looking at this picture from the technical perspective, if I am looking for some upside, then probably I'll have to wait for a push above this barrier, the high of the 22nd of August near the 13,073 territory. At the same time, we would be placed above the 21-day EMA, and we could aim for that 200-day EMA. For the downside, I would prefer to see a drop below the 12,809 territory right there, marked by the low of the 2nd of August. If we do drop below this, then yeah, this could open the door towards lower levels. DXY dollar index, there we go, guys. Boom, beautiful hold up here, and look at this. The barrier kept strong, or stayed strong, and now we're seeing a nice drift lower. To be honest, I am leaning a little bit more towards the downside, and from the very short-term perspective, what I would like to see here is a drop below the below this little hurdle here. I think that's the current lowest point of this week, near the 108.08 level. A nice good drop below it may lead to a test of that 21-day EMA. In terms of the upside, I would like to see, yes, a push above the 109.29 level right here, just to be a little bit more on the safe side, because such a push here would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and yeah, potentially attract more buyers into the game. But yeah, again, yesterday it played out very interestingly. So yeah, we are seeing the DXY declining. I'll get to some dollar pairs right now, like GBP USD and EURUSD, which are pushing a little bit more towards the upside, but let me get to those first. But first, yeah, like I said, DXY so far this barrier is holding. I talked about this in the beginning of this week, and so far so good. But now what I'm watching here is the current lowest point of this week near the 108.08. If we break below that and stay below it, then yeah, I'll aim for that 21-day EMA. I can see in the chat room there, Evu, yep, good morning to you too. Good morning to everybody else as well who's joining in. So I'm happy to that you are joining this session. Now going into gold, guys. Gold, of course, is enjoying the moment as well. The DXY dropping, and yep, gold is pushing nicely towards that 21-day EMA. So far, everything's working out nicely. I said to you previously that if we push through that 1754 territory and stay above it, then yeah, I'll aim for that 21-day EMA, or maybe even towards this downside line taken from the high of the 8th of March, guys. So it's a bit of a tentative line, don't get me wrong, but hey, man, let's see if this is going to play out or not. Now, jumping in terms of the downside, pretty straightforward, to be honest. The drop below this 1728 territory, somewhere around here, is required in order to go lower. That's the current lowest point of August, guys. WTI oil, which is US oil here, and look at this beautiful move. So we broke the downside line. Okay, so we're pushing now higher. We're climbing above that 200-day EMA, and yeah, this 95 territory is something to watch right now. If we push, or actually I would say we already have pushed, but if we stay above this area right now, then yeah, I'll aim for the 100-day EMA, and probably I need to lower my ambitions here with this arrow. I think it's yeah, it's a little bit yeah, probably let's start off with that 100 level and then 101.87, somewhere around here. I would say this way: as long as we stay above the 200-day EMA, yes, I'm going to continue to aim higher, but only up until that 100 level, or that, or initially I would say this 100 EMA, then the 100 level, and then maybe that 101.87. So in this kind of sequence. So, but yeah, at the moment, like I said, guys, keep your eyes on that 200-day EMA. If we continue to trade above it, then yeah, I'll aim further north up until that 100-day EMA or the 100 level. Bitcoin. So, to be honest, not much is happening. It's the same kind of valid idea, and yeah, for the upside, I would like to see maybe a push above that. Not this one. A push above this. This 21-day EMA in order to consider a larger correction to the upside. For the downside, I would like to see it drop somewhere below this current lowest point of August, near the 20,760 zone. A nice good drop below it would confirm a forthcoming lower low, and then we could aim for this highlighted territory, although it got violated recently, but that's the highest point of 2017. I'm still keeping an eye on it, so that's that's the first kind of big rally that we had. This is the first peak we had, yeah, I want to see if we can actually overcome that and push further south. Now, AUD NZD, guys. So I talked about this pair yesterday. If you remember, I said to keep an eye on that highlighted zone. Well, I said that look, maybe it's forming something of an ascending triangle pattern here, but if that's the case, we need to see a clear breakout here above this highlighted zone, and yeah, if we clear this, then we could go further north. For now, I'm leaning still more towards the upside, as long as the pair stays above this highlighted zone, which is roughly between the 1.1170 and the 1.1181 levels. For the downside, I would need to see, of course, ideally I would like to see a break of this upside line, but again, we do have a lot of territory here, so maybe we could try to take advantage of something here in this bit. And yeah, if we drop below this hurdle, below this 1.1136, if we do drop below this, then yeah, we could go a bit lower here towards this upside line. NZD CAD. There we go, guys. This one's quite interesting. I haven't looked at this one for quite a while, but it does present itself with nice opportunities sometimes, and especially it could be the case right now. So as you can see, after we kind of tried and had an attempt to move higher, we did break above the 100-day EMA, but then quickly reversed back down, and yep, we fell below the remaining EMAs, which is the 21-day EMA, and now we're kind of stuck here. We're forming, we're kind of consolidating here a little bit, and some of you might say that maybe we're forming something of a bearish pennant or flag, or it depends on how you're going to draw it. Maybe more of a pennant. If that's the case, yes, we could see a further decline, but I would prefer to see a drop below the 0.8013 territory right here. It would, just for more clarity, I mean, this would confirm a forthcoming lower low, and my next target then would be the lowest point of July near the 0.7909 zone. In terms of the upside, now we do have something around here, this area, this key resistance zone, and that's roughly between the 0.8255 and 0.8268. So yeah, if you're looking for some upside, of course, ideally a break above this whole area here would be needed, but from the shorter term perspective, I would say a push above the 21-day EMA and above this little barrier, the 0.8085. If we clear that, then yeah, we could go towards that 100-day EMA or even above that. So let's keep an eye on that one. USD JPY. So yeah, if we're looking for some upside. Then certainly yes, a break above this area here is needed. But given that we're seeing DXY declining a little bit, so far in a way it could, this scenario here could be playing out. So we could see maybe a test of that 21-day EMA, and yep, if we do rebound from here, then yeah, we could go back to the upside towards the highest point of July near the 139.39 level. But again, of course, let's see how this is going to play out, because again, the moment I would say this way, that if DXY starts declining, and let's say the markets, also the indices start drifting a little bit more towards the downside, then yeah, we could see the yen buying increasing, and we could, yeah, of course, DXY would be dropping a little bit. So this pair could drift a little bit south here. But again, like I said, at the moment, from the technical perspective, I mean, I would say that I'm going to aim initially for that 21-day EMA. Maybe there could be a situation where we could see an overshoot here, a test of this upside line, and then a strong rebound back, and then we could go higher again. For me to get very bearish on this pair, I would need to see a good old drop below this upside line, and then I would go and aim for that 21-day EMA, or I could aim for this 130.39 zone right there. USD CAD, very quickly on that one. So it is, as we speak, it is now breaking this 1.2936 territory. I spoke about that level previously. So yep, we are now approaching that 21-day EMA, and to be honest, if it drops below this, my next target is the 100-day EMA or this 1.2819 zone. With the upside, would need to see up wait for a push above the 1.3063 level, just to be a little bit more on the safe side. So yeah, let's keep that in mind. GBP USD. So GBP USD, again, this is where the uncertainty is. Of course, also the market participants are waiting for tomorrow's, as well, it got that much hype, so and I might as well kind of wait for the Jackson Hole Symposium, and or should I say, not the symposium itself, but the Jerome Powell's speech. So the market is waiting for the Jerome Powell speech, although again, I don't know. Okay, let's not over speculate on this, or I don't want to give my opinions on this, but yeah, let's wait on this, and let's see how the market is going to react to it. in terms of this, in terms of GBP USD, yeah, as you can see, we have a clear support here near this 1.1760 zone. So basically, we did violate it a few times, but we failed to stay below it. Now, I need to see a nice good drop below this in order to go lower. So yeah, if we do drop below that hurdle, then I would say my next target is the 1.1715 again, or even below that. And in terms of the upside, I'm gonna be very careful here, and basically I'm gonna wait for a push at least above the 21-day EMA and maybe this 1.20 zone in order to get comfortable with, let's say, with the upside. EURUSD very quickly on that one. I haven't looked at this one for quite a while, but hey, sometimes it is very technical, and at the moment, all this, what's happening here, we're seeing, we saw this steep decline initially, and then we're seeing now this gradual kind of decline. Of course, if you have been trading for a while, you'll probably think that, hey, you know what, it's kind of positioning itself for a nice, good up move. Well, you wouldn't be wrong there, but again, certain criteria has to be met first, and let's say, for me personally, I would like to see a push back above the 0.97 territory. At the same time, we would be placed back above the 21-day EMA, and yep, then more buyers could join in, and we could then start aiming for that 0.98 zone, or even that maybe psychological 1 level, which is not far from that 100-day EMA. So, like I said, it is presenting itself with a nice opportunity here, but again, I need that confirmation break above the 0.97 territory. In terms of the downside, pretty straightforward. A drop below the 0.9553 zone here could do the trick for a few more sellers, and because this will confirm a forthcoming lower low. And then this is where I need to jump into a monthly chart. Well, then it's a problem because there is no clear level here. There's no clear support. The only thing that I'm watching here is, of course, this low, the 0.86 territory, approximately around here. That's, if you remember, the year when the Swiss central bank untied the euro, the Swiss franc from the euro. And yep, we saw that huge, decline here. But then it stabilized, of course, went back, and now it's declining again. So we're kind of going back to this 0.86 territory, or it seems like that. But or let's put it this way, in that direction. Can we reach that? Now that's probably nobody knows yet. But again, the only thing what we can do here right now is try to position ourselves carefully. So if we do drop below the 0.9553 territory right there, then yes, I'll start looking for some downside. EURUSD is reversing here, climbing back up. So the 0.9952 area is so far kind of helping out here, I would say, because it was violated a few times here. So, but yesterday, for example, we managed to stay above it. So now we're pushing higher. Now we're testing this 1.0018 zone right here. If we break and stay above it, then we could go for a larger correction. But still, to be honest, I am very careful. Again, like I said, I'm careful with that Jackson Hole thing as well. So what's going to happen with the dollar, how market participants will react to everything what Jerome Powell will have to say. So don't be surprised if we, for example, see today, maybe a move to the upside, maybe even towards that 21-day EMA, but then a quick drop back down, and maybe after tomorrow's event we could see EURUSD actually falling off the cliff. But again, pure speculation. Again, no kind of purely mind speculation on that. But let's see what's going to happen here. But again, at the moment, keeping an eye on this 1.0018 zone. If we clear that, then yeah, I'll go a little bit higher, maybe even towards that 21-day EMA. But again, I'll keep an eye on it, because if it shoots up sharply to the upside, maybe it will, then can correct back down sharply as well. So keep that in mind. Anyway, guys, I hope you found it useful, and I'll have to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for joining in and watching this one till the end. I really appreciate that. So thank you. And yeah, if you want to catch me tomorrow morning, as always, at my Traders Espressos, that's 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful trading day. Stay safe, have your stop losses in place, and everything will be fine. So thank you very much, and bye-bye.